All right, let's talk about what's new when it comes to changes in recent years. Now, first of all, the Google Map listing used to be 7 results. They reduced it down to 3. We typically call that the 3-pack now. They also give you an opportunity to put in paid ad in that 3-pack. So that 3-pack actually could become a 4-pack with a paid ad as the first pin in that section. Those paid ads are quite profitable if you can get into there. They work really, really well. As I mentioned earlier, 60 to 70% of our clients' leads are coming from that 3-pack anyway. So if you're not able to get into that 3-pack organically in short order, one way to get in there is to run a paid ad to that section as well. I do have training specifically on pay-per-click that I've done. You can check that out at wtmarketingpros.com/training. There's a training specifically on pay-per-click that goes in a little bit more onto that. The verification process is critical. They won't put you live until you've verified your business. And as we'll see in a little bit, they're making that even more difficult than it used to be. They do require real accounts for all reviews now. We kind of went back and forth on this. For a while, there was time when anybody could leave a review on a business. Google has since reverted that. And now you have to have a Google account in order to leave a review on Google for a business. And then something they just released. So Google Chat/messaging has been out for a short while, but the FAQ piece is something that is rolling out right now. I actually haven't seen it for any of our clients, but I do have some screenshots I'll show you today of what it's going to look like and how you can take advantage of that when it does roll out for you. So as I mentioned before, the 7-pack, if you want to call it that, used to be a lot bigger. Now it's just called the 3-pack. That piece is gone. And how this impacts search. So I put this particular screen up here, and you'll notice this is actually a search for plumbing, not window treatments or awnings. But the reason I put it up here for plumbing is because of this top area here. So we're going to go on a short tangent here, but this top area here is called LSA ads, local service area ads. And this is not available yet for window treatment and awning companies, but I expect them to roll that out soon. So when you do this search for in this case, Philadelphia plumber, you see these 3 results up here. This is like a little panel that slides, but you see their number of stars, if they're Google verified, all these really cool things. So this is going to drastically change the landscape once they release this for window treatment and awning companies. So that is not available for us yet, but I wanted to make sure you guys saw that in there. Next, we have the Google ads. Typically that's 2 or 3 ads. Then we have the Google My Business or Google Business Profile area, also called the 3-pack. And then way down here is the SEO or the organic results. So you can see the Google Map area is taking up a pretty good chunk of a search. If I do a search for window treatments, I think this is window treatments Los Angeles, you'll see there are no local service area ads across the top. So it goes straight to the Google ads. And in this case, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 ads, one which has some indented items, which that takes up a decent amount of real estate right there at the top. Then we've got the 3-pack of results. And of course, below that, the organic listings. So as I mentioned, local service ads not yet available for us, but they will be at some point. Map listings, organic listings, and then there's also third party. So think of your Angie's List, Yext, BBB, Houzz. Those types of sites tend to rank for your business as well if somebody's searching locally. So you can kind of own the search results if this is done correctly, and have more chances at eyeballs would be a good way to put this. Now, the other piece of this is fake Google accounts. There are people out there who are creating these fake Google Map listings, and Google's done a good job of targeting, Google has told us that they're doing a good job of targeting these fake reviews, that they've reduced them by 70% since 2015. This is an article from 2019 in the Wall Street Journal that basically says millions of listings are on Google Maps and Google's making profit from it. So it kind of makes me wonder if it's really true that they're working on those false listings. But there are ways for us to combat that by reporting those fake listings, things like that. So what's new right now? As I mentioned earlier, Google Places / Google My Business is now called Google Business Profile or GBP. In my world, we still call it GMB, just probably because it's easier to say. And it's been Google My Business for a long time. So currently called Google Business Profile. We've also noticed some different layout changes. So this may look familiar to you. This is a search for Memphis window treatments with the new 3-pack type style. The old style was more like this, where the map was above and then there were the 3 listings below. I like the new style. I think it looks a lot better. It's pretty nice. And the map over here to the right, which of course is interactive as well. So that is rolling out across the US. I'm seeing this more and more for different cities as that comes. So that's a great change. The app is no longer available. There used to be a Google My Business app. So they just wound that down within the last 30 days, I'd say, where you can actually just edit your Google Business Profile directly in the search in Google. You can actually just go to Google and type in the words My Business. And assuming that you're on the same Google account as the one that you've set up your business with, it'll show up in there. You can click the edit profile. There's some different panels there, different things that you can do to edit that right inside the business. Obviously, you can look up your business name as well, get that same types of information. But everything can be edited right inside this panel now. You can also go to google.com/business to get to your business listing. So there's a couple different ways to still go about editing that. Verification, as I mentioned, getting tougher. They used to just pick up the phone and call you or send some automated phone call to verify that that was a real business. They also send postcards, which is much more common nowadays. They send you a postcard with a PIN number that you then have to verify. That makes you have to have a real address. And they send that postcard out pretty quickly. Usually, like it says here, it may take up to 5 days to arrive. Pretty good about that. But that is the main way to verify your listing. Now, we have seen some clients where the postcard isn't enough. Google has said, you know what, send us some pictures of the front of your building with signage on it, or make a video of a tour of your location. So that makes it a little bit tougher for people that work from home. You know, you could still give them a tour of your office area, but the signage is going to be a little bit of an issue. Anyway, those things, it seems like it's getting a little tougher. We haven't come across it a lot yet, but I have heard rumors of people having a really tough time getting their businesses approved. I heard of one business that moved into a retail location, submitted, they said, well, send us something with your signage. They went out and, they had bought a sign, but it takes a while for those to be installed. So they bought a big banner, put it up there, and Google said, nah, that's temporary. You guys could have just made that real quick. So they're getting a little bit more picky about the type of verification process they go through to make sure you're a real business, which I guess is great because, it kind of helps us get rid of some of these fake profiles. So not always a bad thing. Now, they've also added in the chat or the messaging, as I mentioned earlier. This is a pretty cool service where people can actually see your listing in the 3-pack and send you a message right from there. Can I get an appointment? Do you have drapery in stock, or do you have fabric in stock, or, all kinds of questions. They can send you a question right inside the Google My Business results straight from their phone. So that's pretty cool. You do have to turn this on, and I'll show you about that in a minute here. One thing about turning on the chat option is they do have a caveat in here that you have to reply to those within 24 hours of receiving them, or they'll turn it off. So if you are going to turn on the chat option, make sure that you do monitor that. And we have kind of a way around that, but make sure that you're monitoring that. Now, this is a new client we just picked up, and when I went to messages for them, you can see that they haven't set up anything, but a couple things that are cool here. Inside your Google Business Profile Manager, so this is google.com/business. Over on the left, you can click on messages, and then there is actually an area where you can turn on SMS alerts. So when you do get a chat message, they can actually text your phone and say, hey, you've got a new question from such and such. So turn on those SMS alerts, hook your phone up to Google, obviously, and then click on the chat settings button here. When you click on that, you'll see the turn on chat option if it's not already on. You can send a red receipt if you want. And then there's an area where you can edit a welcome message. So, hi, can I help you today is by default. You probably want to put something a little bit nicer. Thanks for reaching out to ABC Blinds. How can we help you today? You know, something as easy as that might work for you. But that is definitely something you need to do. And then the new thing that we've just seen within the last week is this manage frequently asked questions. We have not seen this for any of our window treatment or awning clients yet. However, we do know that it is being rolled out. And I did get some screenshots of this. And the really cool thing about this is, I'll show you in a minute, it pops up on their screen. So first thing you do is you add in what frequently asked questions you get. And then of course you put in an answer to that question. Again, I apologize it not being for our industry, but we don't have it available for any of our clients yet to get screenshots. So I grabbed them from here, but you get the idea. The one thing you can do in the automated response is put a link to a specific page on your site. If you have a set an appointment type page, that would be good there as well. Currently, you get around 10 questions that you can answer in here. So you would just add a question, then of course add the answer. And then the way that this shows up in Google or on a phone is that when you click that chat option, here's that welcome message. Thanks for contacting us. How can we help you? And then immediately some of the FAQs pop up here. So instead of them having to type something, they could click on one of these. If they do click on one of these, of course, they get that response that you created immediately. And that helps take care of that 24-hour window, right? They got a response from you. So it is automated, but it keeps you from the account getting disabled. So the FAQ is going to be really cool once they fully roll this out. I'm pretty excited about this. It does kind of look like, actually, I want to look at this. So do you do pet sitting as well? And could I come with you on a walk? Let's see. So those are not the first two questions. So that's interesting. Do you do pet sitting is way down here? Can I come with you for a walk is way up here? So that's interesting that they don't put the 5 top ones in some sort of an order for you to choose. And then you see there's a see more FAQ button for the other 5. So I don't think at this time we get to choose which ones show up first. It could be that as more people engage with these buttons, Google moves the ones that are more engaged towards the top. That would probably make sense. But as for now, we haven't seen this. So that's going to be really cool once that rolls out.